Hey, true believers. Chris Mack coming at you with X Universe number 2. This is part 40 of the Age of Apocalypse that we're going through. So we're almost done, folks. I believe it's 2 or 3 more books, I think, that I have. But anyway, this was a good issue. Now, X Universe was only 2-parters, and they were a little bit longer than a normal comic book. And this follows the heroes, like the Avengers, Daredevil, Gwen Stacy, Ben Grimm, Thor, Hulk, Victor Von Doom, Tony Stark, Susan Storm, stuff like that. These are kind of like the people that survived when Apocalypse took over the world. So it shows how many others had fallen, and it's just kind of like, whew, it kind of puts it all into perspective. Now, with this book, it opens up on a family, and you're just kind of thinking, why would they do that? And they're talking about being ushered onto Mikhail's ship to do the upscale program so that they can live, humans and mutants can coexist, but Mikhail is withholding stuff. So last issue we saw our heroes kind of go into the mouth of the beast knowing what was in store for them. Now the print date on this was June 1995, and this couple, just so y'all know, put a pin in it, but they are kind of important because they're sort of the framework for the whole story. Now we turn the page and we get one of those awesome vertical splash pages. And this guy's name is Rafe. I can't remember. Marta. Marta is the woman's name. And so they're talking about how, we're just trying to survive, but we're trying to get a future for our child. So with that said, after you've had a moment to kind of take in this awesome page, this is called Dying Breath. Who created it? This was based on a story by Scott Liddell. Terry Cavanaugh doing the script, Carlos Pacheco and Terry Dodson doing the penciling, Cam Smith and Robin Riggs doing the inks, Richard Starkings and Commoncraft lettering, Kevin Tinsley colors, Electric Crayon separations, Marie Yavins editor, and Bob Harris editor-in-chief. So I kind of like this patriotism that they're kind of going for with this statue there. Just kind of looks like something you'd see during like World War II and whatnot. So the reason I said the heroes knew what they were in store for is Mikhail, spoilers abound here, said that the people who go into the upscale program, 1 out of 100 survive. And even those that do survive the bonding process of all these implants usually die within hours. So here we see that Anthony Stark, Iron Man, is going under the knife, and just the pain of seeing everything he's going through. Same with Implate, who is the one that's been kind of keeping everyone docile while Mikhail was making plans with the Human High Council. This is the Seer, which is Matt Murdock, and he's kind of like the jailer and tormentor. So he's cold and calculating, and like it's apparent that his humanity is lost. So sorry, something got my throat there. Mikhail's talking to the Eurasian High Council, so here's Bolivar and Moira Trask, Moira McTaggart, Thunderbolt Ross, and then it's just Mikhail saying, why don't you, why are you trying to make your flock so disorganized, how everyone's screaming for Mikhail and whatnot, because they don't realize they're being manipulated by Implate, which is that character that we saw Matt Murdock torturing. He says, is this the humanity you would champion? The scattered flock without and within, divided amongst yourselves? At least we mutants share a history of collaboration, a united goal. So you can see that Rasputin is very much an arrogant man. Like it says here that he could wipe all these people out with just a thought, but it's the game that he likes to play, and he feels like he is owed Eurasia to himself, unlike the other apocalypses. He sees himself above all the rest of the horsemen. But something happens that allows everyone to escape, and we find out that this was planned. So everyone starts going for the armory, and here's where the rebellion begins. And we get some action. We see everyone taking up arms, and then we even get a little cameo of Bullseye here kind of leading the resistance. So that's kind of a cool little addition there to kind of see other, like, for example, Bullseye, villain, but in this case, human liberator. And then we have another moment with the Hulk, and you're just like, crap. Now, the reason that I want to say that this family is important And remember how I said they thought that going into this upskill program would allow them to survive for their child? Well, here's Marta. So you kind of have a heartbreaking moment. And you come to find out that these upscale people, they're like, we don't want to kill humans. And Mikhail's like, I control the mechanics that are now bonded to you. Which in turn, with that said, gives Murdock a moment of hesitation. And he comes to find out that even without Mikhail's implants, that the way he's able to see all these hues was himself, which we know this, comic readers know this, but he didn't in this universe. So he sees that he's been played by Mikhail, and he weeps. So it's a really deep moment with Daredevil that I don't want to give away. And one thing that I really do enjoy is Thor, because in this universe, he's just Dr. Donald Blake. He hasn't discovered his Asgardian heritage, which kind of leads to the original, I think, origin of Thor. And so he sees Marta dying, and he's like, this is senseless, insane. We're all human beings here, damn it. Humans fighting against nothing but death, only for life. And so we actually have a moment with Dr. Donald Blake, Thor, and Mikhail. And I like how he says, in my dreams, devil, I soar through a far finer world than this. I dine and dance among graceful goddesses on the other side of the universe, and share home and hearth with heroes. In reality, here, now, I am just another man, and a role I was never meant to play. So it's a very poignant moment. I don't want to spoil it, but I just like that they actually attributed to what's happened to Thor. And then we see Ben here, escaping, helping all the humans get on these ships that they've acquired through being able to infiltrate Mikhail's spaceship. And I just like the hero pose that's being portrayed here, kind of a little bit of a Dutch angle. And you come to find out that this is the baby of Marta and Raft. I think that's the father's name. So that's why I said that the parents played an overarch, but I don't really want to go all into too much. I mean, I kind of spoiled what happened with Marta, but because it was a moment that really resonated. Now, I don't want to give away the rest of the book, but I do want to say that it ends kind of on an open-ended note, kind of like those old school sci-fi films where it just makes you wonder what happened to our heroes. So yeah, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of heart with the humans fighting for their own life. So yeah, very poignant book. It's written very much like a novel in terms of how they do the dialogue and the inner dialogue. Very interesting, very heartfelt. Yeah, there's some moments that kind of fall flat, but take the good with the bad. Overall, great read. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen and you want to pick this up, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and pick up a copy. If you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little Avenger bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and we'd love to hear your feedback and talk with y'all down in the comments below or on our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.